When I took off my cape. What color is your super person cape? Is it multicolored? Is it adorned with a special symbol? Did it have bling on it? Well, to be honest, I don't know what color my cape was or how it was adorned, but I can tell you that it was a weighted cape. What is a weighted cape? My description would be that it was fabric that had these sewn in pockets that people from various parts of my life would find an empty pocket of their choice and place a weight of their expectations inside. I would have to say the weights came in various shapes, sizes, colors, expectations, and demands. Some showed up, and I didn't even know when they arrived. Some were received by me, and I placed them in the cape for safekeeping. Others, at times, some point, I labeled them as unspoken expectations that attached themselves like leeches. Okay, I know I gave a pretty daunting visual of the cape that I was wearing. That is one side of the picture. The other side of the picture is sometimes I liked the cape. I really did. I thought having the cape made me stand out. I thought it made me different and I could handle everything that was associated with the cape. Here's my reality. Being a Cape Crusader is not all that the TV shows depict. My journey that I can remember was a moment in time that I put on a cape. I don't know if it was the first time, but it was a moment in time I can remember. I was in grade school. There was a girl in class who had a bladder problem. Everyone was aware of her bladder problem, and that is not a good thing at that age. This particular day, the girl continues to ask to go to the restroom. The teacher ignores her and tells everyone to put on their snow gear. We are going outside. I like to obey teachers because I didn't want to deal with my parents when I got home if I didn't. The requests keep coming and coming, and they are sounding urgent. As I thought, too late, she wet herself in her snowsuit. Now there is a lot of teasing going on, and I try to ignore it, but now she is crying, and the teacher isn't doing anything. I yell at the people taunting her, and I get the attention of the teacher. I am so upset at this moment that this even went on. I asked the teacher if I could take her to the office. I didn't realize how I spoke to the teacher until I returned from the office and the stares of everyone else in class. Ooh, my super cape sprouted because I could not stand the injustice that was happening. To this day, I still don't enjoy people being bullied. Although for a brief moment in time in middle school, or some call it junior high, I became a bully. Jamie, you were a bully? Yes. I got bullied. I stood up to the bullies, and then they invited me into their bully clique. I felt it was the best decision at the time as it helped me to avoid getting into any more fights with them. As an adult, my cape was quite different with some similarities. I still don't take kindly to those who bully others. The adult cape started getting bigger and heavier. There was a wife section, a mother section, a sister section, a daughter section. Oh, that student section, co-worker section, leader section, a churchgoer section, and a host of other sections I decided not to even try to identify. It was one thing when you are wearing a cape that is light and airy, that looks amazing with some open-toed sparkly stilettos, or wait, the fall cape that you are wearing with the knee-high wedged boots, or perhaps the winter cape with the fur lining and the warm winter boots as you go to that holiday party. Yet those are definitely not the capes I am talking about. The cape of discussion is the one that is tattered. It was heavy. I don't even know how the weights were staying in place, let alone how more was getting added to this cape. I still was expected to fly at a moment's notice, kick down doors, and make it happen. It doesn't matter how beat up the cape is. It doesn't matter how heavy the weights are. You are to show up and to perform like you always have. Well, enough was enough. I could not wear the cape of everyone's expectations and needs any longer. I found out how it was connected to me and got to cutting. That's right, cutting all of the attachments away until the cape fell to the ground. Do understand that this was years of cutting. It did not happen with one snip of the scissors. Some of these attachments required machetes to cut the cape away. Those connections were thick. Once the cape was successfully removed, I had the desire to put it back on in different scenarios, but I had to refuse doing so that I could remain light and agile. The thought of having a cape may sound exciting and worth having to some, but it is not attractive to me in the sense of carrying the load, being at several people's random call, and carrying the expectations of always being there. Wearing a cape that weighs you down does not allow you to show up for yourself. It is a constant need to go here and there to provide help wherever help is needed. Perhaps there are others that are out there that enjoy their capes. That is great for them. I can only speak for me, that the removal of my weighted cape was necessary for my mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, and financial well being. I can say that I do have a few lightweight capes that I keep on reserve. Those are for special occasions. They are the ones I can put on and remove at will. I can decide if I want to be a super shero that day or not. There is a different feeling of wearing a cape that you choose to put on and operate in than one that is thrown upon you and you are expected to perform at the highest level. Are there any capes in your life that you need to deal with? Are you wearing a weighted cape that seems to be getting heavier and heavier? Are you ready and willing to remove the capes and weights so that you can soar instead of just flying?